I'm joined now by Shweta Shalini, spokesperson of the BJP in Maharashtra. Shweta, this is a truly disturbing story. First of all, a young man taken into custody after being, made to recite the kalma, being slapped, abused, assaulted by a religious mob. He's taken into jail. His bail is denied. After 16 days, he finally gets jail. But still, his family is fearful that these religious zealots will come back and attack this young man. 19 years old, Shweta.
So, I'll tell you what, there are more disturbing facts than this. The people who actually came on his doorstep called themselves as Ashike Rasool. Yeah. Wasn't he an Ashike Rasool? He was a 19-year-old educated Muslim who calls himself, and his family calls him, a devout Muslim. And what does he expect out of his own society? See, one of the things that Supreme Court has said, that your statements cannot incite anybody. Did his statements incite anybody at all?
No.
What he was trying to tell his own community. See, I come from a Hindu community. I quite remember reading about Raja Ram Mohan Roy very respectfully and very proudly, that when he came up and talked about Sati Pratha and being wrong in the religion, everyone heard him. Nobody went and slapped him and abused him, put him in jail. That's the difference. There is this 19-year-old boy who's now scared. He's depressed. His family is scared about his well-being. And the most surprising fact, you get so many of these cases on media where all of a sudden this pro bono lawyer pops up from nowhere. And all these cases, why did Saad Ansari not get one single pro bono lawyer? And he was left
Indeed.
He was left to his own fate for 16, 17 odd days. And now there are, and also another thing, please note that there was an FIR, and you have spoken to the corporator Baba Bauddin.
Yes.
There are 17 people who have been named in that FIR. And Article 141, 43, 145, 505, all of them have been slapped on them. But they are roaming free as if nothing has happened. As if they have a full right to go to anybody's doorstep and slap and abuse them and ask them to read the kalma. What were they trying to prove? And this is where we want to ask the Supreme Court also, that how come he does not have an Article 19A? He is not a citizen of the country just because he is young and just because he is educated Muslim. But what about his blatant violation of freedom of expression? We want to ask all the liberal heads who turn up to ask about and give the whole duhai of freedom of expression. Where is it?
Total silence.
The court should have taken so much of cognizance of the fact that all he did was express his opinion.
Yes.
And that's about it. I don't think he advised. I have read now, of course, it is out of sight of what he has said. Everybody, the entire organizations, and in a completely institutionalized way, they have removed Saad Ansari's comments. Now, it was simple 19-year-old giving an advice to his own community.
Yeah.
That's about it.
And the point is that, the short point of all of this is, when that bail was finally granted after 16 days, not 2 or 3 days, 16 days in jail. This boy spent 16 days in jail. You can imagine what that did to him also. And he's gone into depression, and now he's been sent into hiding away from his loved ones, because that is the kind of threat from these religious fanatics. That is the scary story of Saad Ansari. We will keep a track of it because, as you can imagine, the story is far from over. It has touched a chord with us and our viewers, and I promise we will continue to keep track of this very carefully. We will also ask the government in Maharashtra about whether they are extending any kind of protection for Saad and his family.